Just one day passed, and Boom uploaded the complete version of episode 76. This complete version not only adds a new scene, part 2 still has major changes. Boom completing such a huge amount of work in a single day is really impressive. But ever since episode 76 aired, it has sparked a lot of debate. Aside from the inappropriate lines and the soulless character design, of course. I guess everyone already understands what I mean, right? After all, I'm just another super blogger with millions of followers. His work still has some influence in this world. It will cause a lot of trouble. So he made, he made lots of revisions and clarified that the 76th grade part 2 is no longer the official storyline, but rather the complete version of the 76th grade is. For this, just consider it a small blooper in episode 76 part 2. So cool. So what exactly has changed in the complete version? Let's check it out. I watched part 1 of the complete version of episode 76, and I didn't notice any significant changes. If any of my friends spot any changes, let me know in the comments. Then, we move on to part 2. From the beginning, there were significant changes. First and foremost was the appearance of the controller. The TV crew also quickly moved to the scene. The TV people said a bunch of really hard to listen to things, but in the final version what they said is completely gone. Then, the main character's words to the TV crew behind him changed as well. He used to refer to the main character as cannon fodder. He didn't even mention this word at all. He just rudely told him to stay away. The flight manual is more important. Yeah. Okay, bye. Why did such a big change suddenly happen? This one is also unclear to me. But from a YouTuber and Boom conversation, we learned that Boom made some script changes. I guess for the next episode's plot setup. Now, the TV characters are not saying those annoying things, but they also have no plans to support the controllers. And TV and controllers are the same, but he still shows a very sad expression. These details are very important, as I mentioned in the analysis of episode 76 part 2. One theory is that everyone must follow the TV crew's orders. This revision makes me feel the possibility of this theory being true has increased. What I mean is that not all TV people are cold-blooded, they are just following orders. As for who gave the order, that is not clear. Another possible reason might be the controversial dialogues that TV people mentioned. Some think they are very inappropriate, especially the word folder. Then a lot of sober complaints. But no matter what, it's certain that the robots will clash with other factions in the Alliance, because some of the robots still just see others as tools. We'll see this later as well. The next altered segment is the giant television character's dialogue, but this doesn't really count as a change. Just some characters have slight variations, and the order of the words is reversed. The giant robot in part 2 says, "Come on imbeciles, before they find us again."
I have absolutely no idea what that means.
However, the full version was changed to, "Before they find us again, move imbeciles."
This wonderful sand pitch began to turn into indigenous hills.
The screen is still the same. The next change is in the scene where the protagonist stands under the big bridge and suddenly starts laughing crazily when the space windmill cannon fires in front of him. This crazy laugh, you can't hear it at all in part 2. Boom made this change to show how crazy the appearance of the space windmill is, leaving people with a feeling of utter despair. The changes that follow are significant. Fundamentally, the scenes with the Duke have been greatly altered. The most noticeable change is her face. Everyone can compare part 2 and the uncut version of the Countess. In part 2, the Countess appears more depressed. The smoke on his face is very thick. In contrast, the uncut version shows the Countess cleaner, with a straighter nose and fairer, clearer skin. The most obvious difference is her hair. Pat's hair is a complete mess, yet the full version is incredibly neat. Overall, the complete version of the aristocrat's wife will look much more spirited and normal compared to part 2, which felt very gloomy. It's obvious that these changes were made because some people complained. After watching part 2, someone even cried and had nightmares. And then, there's another detail. Boom has also been modified, just like the symbol on the Duke's head, which is now completely different. The former symbol, book, on the lower lip has also been removed. But I still can't figure out what this symbol means, though not choosing to modify it must have some significance. Coming up next is the revised segment, which I believe is everyone's favorite and also one of the most controversial parts. However, this clip was not modified, but directly deleted. If you noticed, shortly after Pack 76 Level 2 was released, this scene was already gone. Details on the warning received from YouTube. Boom. He was deleted just like that. In the uncut version, this scene also doesn't appear. It just shows the angle where the main character's hand and foot are cut off, then the Countess directly talks to him. As for the Martian dialogues, we are very grateful to Boom for adding subtitles to the complete version. We finally understand what they are talking about, because this time, the world leader did not spray gasoline. So the Countess didn't say she liked the smell of the gasoline, but told him he couldn't do anything right. Basically, it is mocking the weakness of the Alliance. They are powerless against the invasion of space. Next, the armored Titan attacks him again. This scene is also altered, with the Duke's face suddenly contorting, before he directly attacks the armored Titan. The twisted face is the symbol of a Matong person, so it's okay to add Boom into this setting in the full version. The original change made Lady Gong become fierce. She could shoot lasers from her eyes and even her mouth could fire them. So far, I haven't seen it on any Martian yet. Moreover, the Duke even shouted, "Stop messing with me." It's obvious that wasn't said by the armored bucket man. He was already shot and couldn't speak anymore. So it's definitely what the Duke said, but why would she say that? This part is quite interesting. If you look closely, the lady of the Duke looks very sad after taking down the armed Matong general. In his voice there was a hint of pity. It seemed he didn't really want to kill this guy. His eyes were wide open as he watched him die. And then he became somewhat self-reproachful. I think the aristocrat's wife should also have had a very painful past. Perhaps he does not want to kill the Matong people at all, or he does not want to serve for the Interstellar Fleet. He thinks that killing the Matong people is equivalent to killing his own kind. It's like he's tormenting himself, but for some reason, he still has to do it. Maybe the Duke's wife has always been subjected to torment, and after being attacked by Matong, he remembers his past and thinks all this is just another form of torment. That's why he said this. I believe that the Duke is a very important character in this chapter. I am very much looking forward to seeing the Duke's background story next. Then, the UFO Bucket Man shows up. Now he finally understands the dialogue with the Duke. The UFO engineer said that someone had tampered with their communication records and the Titan squad that was pursuing it has already disappeared. Are you sure you want to get involved? The lady of the Duke told him that she would not pass up such a mission. Yeah, alright. Then let's continue with the plan. This conversation contains a lot of information. First, UFO said that someone tampered with their communication logs, which means this person is very powerful. Powerful enough to infiltrate the space organization system and alter data. This person might be the one sitting in the chair that we haven't seen yet. Previously, I speculated that the person on the chair might be a cyborg. Now, with the mention of a UFO and some changes, it feels like something a cyborg would do. So, is the Alliance's fourth faction really going to appear? Very likely, but there's still no solid evidence, so what I'm saying can only be considered a guess. And then, the team chasing Titan has already lost track of him. It's unclear which Titan the UFO referred to. Is it the one from the 74th episode of the Titan TV series? The TV characters and the Titan sound people teleported away together. Only Titan's supervisor rushed towards space. So it's very likely that the Titan's controller is that Titan. At the time, many people were speculating whether Titan's supervisor will sacrifice himself. If the Titan mentioned by the UFO is indeed him, that means the Titan supervisor is currently on the run. He's being chased by a group of spaceships. Now, those astronauts are missing. This means someone might be secretly helping the Titan controllers. Could this person really be a chair again? Absolutely insane! However, Titan's controller is currently badly injured. Without any support, I think it would still be difficult for him to take on the Duke and Duchess alone. From here on, the later segments haven't been changed. Boom! Just added a hidden camera perspective for the main character, aka the big monitor guy, as a glorious sacrifice at the end. The camera moved to a laboratory. Everyone is watching the live feed of the big monitor guy. They all feel incredibly heavy-hearted. Here you can also see the female controller, who took off her outer layer. After she took it off, she's indeed almost unrecognizable. But the female supervisor's attire really resembles that of a Class 73 KT. And the female supervisor's position hasn't changed either. This should prove that the female supervisor is actually KT, right? Then, in an instant, a sound attracted everyone's attention, and a TV robot successfully arrived at the controller's experiment base. He brought the collected space bucket samples, and asked the controller to conduct a comprehensive analysis on them. But before he could finish his sentence, a TV crashed onto his head. followed by a table being thrown at him. This TV person doesn't even know what they ate to grow so big. With such a big desk slammed on them, they didn't even flinch. Such toughness. Looks like there is a reason we've never seen TV people kill their classmates until now. The two guards pointed fingers at the TV villain. It seems they have also experienced some shady tactics from the TV folks. Maybe only a few TV people are like this. After all, they've even taken away some of the lines from earlier TV folks. Finally, the TV robot told the controller that they would regret these, and then left smoothly. It looks like an internal conflict within the alliance is really going to happen. Currently, the most recommended allies are the TV woman, the TV man, and the Titan TV man. As for the others, I think they're all a mixed bag. This hidden camera boom has already planted the ambush. This means the following scenes will be even more intense for the Martians. Finally, the female guardian picked up a spiked hammer. This baton is all black and a bit unlike the one of Wushuang's, but it's possible he upgraded Wushuang's baton. This can also serve as a memento of Wushuang. So far we've finished 76 episodes. Next up is episode 77, which is what Boom calls a very crazy episode. Now, Boom's update speed has already accelerated. So this is a bi-weekly video series. The 77th episode is about to be released. Are you all looking forward to it? Let's stop here for today. Save your likes and subscriptions and send them all to me. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.